Right, so apparently we need to talk about Teenage Rebellion, Royal Edition, because Princess Isabella of Denmark just turned 18 and decided to celebrate by giving her mother, Queen Mary, a proper fashion-induced headache. And when I say headache, I mean the kind that made Australia's most composed royal pride actually break her usual silence and comment publicly about her daughter's choices. If that does not scream drama, I do not know what does. But hey, before we get into the absolute chaos of royal parenting in the public eye, make sure you subscribe to Royal News Daily and smash that notification bell, because we are about to serve up some serious family dynamics with a side of couture controversy. Let us be real for a second. Turning 18 is a big deal for anyone, but when you are fourth in line to the Danish throne, your birthday is not just cake and candles, it's a full-blown national event with official portraits, state ceremonies, and apparently fashion choices that make headlines across Europe. Princess Isabella, bless her heart, decided that her 18th birthday photo shoot was the perfect opportunity to express herself, and express herself she absolutely did. The photos dropped, and immediately the internet had opinions, strong opinions. We are talking about a styling choice that had royal commentators clutching their pearls and fashion critics sharpening their pencils. Isabella opted for looks that were, shall we say, decidedly modern and edgy compared to the traditional, safe choices we typically see from young European royals. Think less Kate Middleton demure and more fashion-forward Copenhagen street style, bold colours, unconventional silhouettes, and an attitude that screamed, "I'm 18 and I will wear what I want, thank you very much." Now, here's where it gets absolutely delicious. Queen Mary, who has built her entire royal career on being diplomatic, measured, and extraordinarily careful with her words, actually made a public comment about Isabella's fashion choices. During an engagement, when asked about the birthday portraits, Mary reportedly said something along the lines of acknowledging that some of Isabella's decisions were better than others. Let that sink in for a moment. Queen Mary, the woman who could probably negotiate world peace without breaking a sweat, essentially admitted in public that her daughter's style choices were not exactly hitting the mark. For those keeping score at home, this is massive. Royal mothers, especially queens, simply do not comment on their children's fashion missteps. The unwritten rule is smile, support, and save the criticism behind closed palace doors. But Mary broke that rule, which tells us everything we need to know about just how controversial Isabella's choices must have been. Here's what makes this particularly fascinating from a cultural perspective. Isabella represents the next generation of European royalty, a generation that grew up with social media, global connectivity, and dramatically different expectations than their parents faced. She's not content to be a carbon copy of traditional royal style. She wants to express her individuality, her personality, her own sense of fashion. And honestly, good on her. The problem is she's doing this while her mother is trying to maintain the dignity and tradition of a centuries-old monarchy that does not exactly embrace rebellion with open arms. Royal watchers have noted that this public disagreement over fashion actually highlights something much deeper. It's about control, autonomy, and the generational clash between Mary's understanding of royal duty and Isabella's desire for personal expression. Mary spent years carefully crafting her image, learning what was acceptable, what pleased the Danish people, and what maintained the monarchy's reputation. Isabella, meanwhile, is 18 and probably thinking, why should centuries-old traditions dictate my wardrobe? The timing of all this is particularly interesting. Queen Mary is already navigating her own challenges, dealing with ongoing scrutiny about her marriage, managing her royal duties, and trying to modernize the monarchy while respecting tradition. Now add a teenager who is testing boundaries, and you've got a recipe for tension that even the best palace PR team can't completely smooth over. What is really telling is how different royal families handle these moments. Look at the British royals. They've had their share of fashion controversies, but rarely do we see parents publicly commenting on their children's choices. The Scandinavian royals tend to be more relaxed, more modern, but even they have limits, and apparently Isabella found that limit. Social media has been absolutely divided on this. Some people are praising Isabella for being authentic and age-appropriate, saying she shouldn't have to dress like a middle-aged diplomat at 18. Others argue that being royal comes with responsibilities and expectations, and personal expression takes a back seat to national representation. Both sides have valid points, but the real issue is that this family disagreement is playing out on the world stage. Here's the bottom line. Princess Isabella is growing up, establishing her identity and pushing boundaries, exactly like every 18-year-old does. The only difference is most teenagers don't have their mother's public criticism reported by international media. Most teenagers don't have their outfit choices analyzed by royal correspondents. And most teenagers don't represent an entire nation while trying to figure out who they are. Queen Mary's rare public comment was not just about fashion. It was about a mother trying to guide her daughter while the whole world watches. Thanks for watching Royal News Daily.